What if I told you that Japanese students have been using a secret learning technique for centuries, one that makes memorizing insanely fast and nearly effortless? Not some fancy app, not a miracle supplement, just a strange, almost ritualistic method you've probably never heard of. But once you try it, your brain will never want to study the old way again. And here's the craziest part. This ancient technique has now been backed by modern science, and it works better than anything you were taught in school. Let's unlock the secret of how Japanese students memorize so fast, and how you can too. First, let's set the stage. In Japan, education isn't just about passing exams. It's a deeply rooted cultural value tied to honor, family pride, and future success. The competition is intense. Students often study for hours every day, sometimes late into the night, but they're not just cramming. They're using strategies that supercharge retention. One of the most fascinating techniques is called kuchigus, which translates to mouth habit. Kuchigus is the act of repeating information out loud over and over, almost like a chant. This isn't just passive reading or silent review. Japanese students speak the knowledge into their memory. Here's why it works. When you say something aloud, your brain processes it through multiple channels: visual, reading, auditory, hearing, and kinesthetic, speaking. That triple encoding makes the memory stick like glue. Ever noticed how songs get stuck in your head even when you don't try? That's auditory reinforcement. Kuchiguse leverages that effect, turning facts into mental echoes. But that's just the beginning. Another powerful method is called kusho, which means air writing. It might sound strange, but it's incredibly effective. Here's how it works. Students trace characters or words in the air with their finger as if they're writing on an invisible chalkboard. This activates the motor memory part of the brain, the same system used to remember how to ride a bike or type on a keyboard. When you physically write something, even in the air, your body remembers it. It's like creating muscle memory for your mind. In one experiment, Japanese students who practiced kusho remembered significantly more kanji characters than those who studied silently. Even though there was no paper, just invisible strokes, their recall was stronger. Now, imagine combining kuchigus and kusho, saying something out loud while writing it in the air. It might look silly, but it works. It engages your eyes, your voice, your hand, and your brain all at once. That's what makes it powerful. There's one more trick Japanese learners use that ties everything together. It's called shadowing. Shadowing is when you listen to a native speaker and repeat what they say instantly, like a shadow following a person. This is especially common in language learning, but it trains more than just your speaking. It forces you to process information rapidly, mimic intonation, and improve short-term memory. Your brain becomes quicker at catching, holding, and reproducing data, which is a massive advantage when trying to memorize facts or formulas. Japanese students often use all three techniques. Speak it kuchigus. Write it in the air, kusho. Shadow it. These methods feel active, physical, and rhythmic. And they work because they respect how the brain actually remembers things through repetition, motion, and sound. Western education often teaches us to sit still, read silently, and highlight. But highlighting isn't studying. Rereading isn't memorizing. Those are passive actions. Japanese techniques make you engage. So what can you do today to learn like them? Next time you need to memorize something: vocabulary, definitions, even presentations, try this. Read the sentence out loud 5 times. Yes, out loud. Don't whisper. Trace each word in the air as you say it. Use big, slow motions. Play a recording of the information and shadow it. Repeat it instantly as you hear it. Do this 3 times a day for 5 minutes. That's it, just 5 minutes. You'll start remembering things faster, not because you're smarter, but because you're finally using methods that work with your brain instead of against it. Japanese students aren't magic. They've just mastered the art of using small, powerful habits to their advantage. Now you know their secret. What will you do with it?